So this tutorial will go over how you can make a Google form into a quiz. I'm not going to go into detail over each question type as this is supposed to be an advanced Google course and you are supposed to have experience with all the quiz questions. Part of the assignment will be to include each type, so please know how to make each type of question. First thing you want to do after you title your quiz is you want to go to the settings gear. And under general, you have some things you can decide what you want. Do you want to collect the people's email addresses? If you only want them to be able to respond once, like take the quiz once, check off limit to one response, and the respondents will be required to sign into Google. If you're making a Google Forms quiz, I assume you're in a Google domain and all the people will have Google email addresses. You have the choice if you want them to edit after they submit it, which means they could change their answers. So it's up to you. And see summary charts of responses. So this is your choices of what you want the respondents to be able to do. And make sure you hit save. Do not forget to go into the quiz tab as well. Sorry, I should have done that before I hit save. Make this a quiz. And you will see it says assign point values to questions and allow auto grading. There also is another choice. When do you want to release the grade? This is under quiz options. Do you want to release it immediately after submission? That is the default, or later after manual review. If you are a teacher that has multiple sections of the course and you're giving the same quiz, I would recommend you release it later after manual review because if you give them the answers right after they submit it, they could share their answers with a student who's taking the course at a later time. The other thing that you can pick is what you want the respondents to see when you give them back the quiz. Do you want them to be able to see the questions they missed, the correct answers, the point values? It's up to you. You could check or uncheck any combination. And once again, don't forget to hit save. So those are the basic settings to set up your quiz. Now let's add some questions. Okay, so what is the state bird of Ohio? Question mark. One of the features that we talked about earlier gave me the suggested answer of the cardinal. So I can put in the cardinal, there's the check mark next to it. I can say the heron. I could say the finch, and so on and so forth. I go down below where it says answer key, make sure the correct one is checked off, and I mark the points. Now I can add another question. I can add another question and I'm going to make it a short answer. Which is the largest Great Lake? When I go to the answer key, since they're not going to have the answer in front of them, they might put a couple different answers in, like Lake Superior, or, sorry, my spelling, or they might just put in Superior. So you could put in as many answers as you would accept for a correct short answer, and then check off, mark all others as incorrect. So if there is a variation, but it's still the correct answer, and you're using a short answer, it gives you the option. You can do the points right here, make it whatever you want, and you'll see at the top, it is keeping a point total. Let's take a look at what the students will see. You, of course, can send them the link. You can also include, if you want to, under send, you can send via email a link, however you want. You can paste the preview link into Google Classroom. So here's their quiz, and we can put in an email address, and they can, I'm going to get something wrong on purpose, and hopefully I can spell superior again, and submit. If you allow the students to see their score immediately, this is what comes up. They can view their score. This is why if you don't want them to see their response immediately, to uncheck the box about response, the grade being released immediately under settings. Okay, so remind you, under settings, under quizzes, if you have immediately after submission, your students will see this. If you do later after manual review, they do not have the option of viewing their score. So I can go view my score and see, oh, I got this one wrong, and it gave me the correct answer, and I got this one right. Now, I'll remind you again, if you do not want your students to see the correct answers, then down under here, respondents, what they can see. It's up to you what they see, you have control. And those are basically the basics of creating a quiz in Google Forms.